Okay. Alright, hey guys, this is Click Decision, and I'm gonna make a video on hotkeys for Protoss, or actually like not like hotkeys, and I actually use the standard hotkeys, but I'm talking about like my what do you want to call it? What I use for 0 through 9, those keybinds. We're talking keybinds, not hotkeys, keybinds. So because I use the original hotkeys, my keybinds are a little bit well, more traditional, I guess. So like what you guys would use probably isn't this, but I kind of want to encourage you to use the originals, at least the P for probe, P for pylon. Maybe you think I'm crazy, and maybe I am, but I would argue that it actually forces you to be way more organized than perhaps the other races. At least I think. I don't know. That's how I feel. It could just be because Protoss is my main and I feel the most comfortable with it. That's probably it, but whatever. What's cool about it though is that my home row, and what your home row would be as well, is 7890. Because let me just pause real quick. 0 is for your nexus, 9 is for your other nexus, and 0p, 9p, really easy to do. So, and then 1 through 6, that's going to be all your units. So your hand is jumping from 7890 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you know what, it might seem a little bit daunting at first to jump back and forth like that, but it's pretty satisfying, and it does keep things much more organized. So like, you know, like, oh, units jump back to buildings, units jump back to buildings, and I don't know, it just feels good, and I don't know, it just keeps me more organized. I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. But yeah, let me just keep going. It's important to note though the hotkeys do change over time. In StarCraft 2, you tend to just stick with one thing, and that's it for the rest of the game. You know, beginning to end, your hotkeys never change. But this things are more limited. There's no multi what do you call it? Multiple building selection. There's none of that. So you tend to have like an early game hotkey setup, mid game, late game. But mine, I for the most part keep it as simple as I can. And yeah, so somebody just wanted to see what my hotkey setup was. This is it. So at the start of the game though, let me just rewind a little bit. Yeah, when I place that probe down, I'm doing two things. I'm creating a keybind for my scouting probe, which I make for 8. That'll eventually be replaced for the robo. I like robo on 8 as well. And the pylon I make at 7, which eventually gets replaced for the gateway. But I'd like to know, as I'm scouting, what my progress is on my pylon and what my progress is on my nexus, of course. So I'm always jumping from 0 to nexus, 8 to scout, 7 for my pylon. And it's just nice to do, you know. It's nice to keep tabs on everything. It's a very fast-paced game, so you don't want to ever miss anything. When that pylon's done, you want to know about it, and so you should check, and not just rely on your supply count. So, also, as my scouting probe goes down towards the natural, this is an opportunity to set up your camera key, which you should totally do. Whatever key you use is totally up to preference. I like F3 for my natural, and F2 for my rally, and I like F4. F4 initially I like it where it is, which is right at your base. It makes for easy shift click back into minerals. But later on in the game, I will use it for a box of gateways. So we have a bunch of gateways, just press F4 and boom, 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 and then you make a whole bunch of units. And really everyone does that, no matter which race you are. And it's definitely something you should do. If you don't do that, you need to do that. You really do. But let's move on. Yeah, maybe skip ahead a little bit. Gateway goes down. That's now going to replace my pylon as at 7. Skip ahead a little more. Also, if you don't know that, if you're new and you really don't know that, This is super useful, especially in this game. If you want to quickly make an assimilator, sometimes getting your probe through this mess of other probes can trip you up. So if you were just to like click a probe and then right click towards the assimilator, he will get stuck on the other probes. However, if you right click on the gas, he'll actually fly right through all the probes. So handy little trick. That's why I click on it and go did it. It makes that awful sound. And there we go. I also hotkey my cyber core. Same reason why I hotkeyed the pylon. I want to know when it's done. However, the cyber core even more important and also easier to forget. Because as soon as the cyber core is down, no matter what build you're doing, something is happening immediately. Be it Dragoon range, be it a robo, which is what I do. I get the robo. So I hotkey my cyber at 9. 9 is fine because my nexus has not been built yet. So, and it's also a temporary hotkey. I don't need that hotkey throughout the whole game, just like I wouldn't need the probe hotkey, the pylon hotkeyed. Alright, let's move ahead a little further. So, cyber's done. We're now going to replace our scouting probe hotkey with the robo, which is now 8. But yeah, usually your scouting probe isn't scouting this long. The only real instance of when it is when you're against Zerg, and against Zerg you try to keep it alive for as long as possible, and even if it does die, you send out another one. But in that instance, it's kind of okay because well, for me, I use 6 for Stargate if I'm doing the whole Forge Fast Expand Corsair thing. So in that instance, it's okay because I don't make a robo for a while. But here, usually, by the time you make a robo, your scout is usually done scouting. I guess if I really wanted to keep it alive, or if I really wanted to keep scouting, I would switch it to 6. But otherwise, yeah, no big deal. So to recap, 0-9 for our nexus, or nexi, 7 for gateway, 8 for our robo, 1 through 6 for our units. I like F4 for a block of gateways. I like F3 for the natural, and I like F2 for the rally. The one thing that does change though is the natural expand. If later on in let's say a PVT, I might want to. Well, no, you definitely will. Like late game, you will have a second base, a completely whole new base, with another block of gateways, or maybe a block of stargates, whatever it might be. And in that instance, I switch F3 for that new block. So now I have a block for F4 and a block for F3. But before that point, I like using my F3 for whatever new base I'm taking. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. The only other thing I do is, oh, for shuttle. Yeah, when you're building a shuttle, you want to hotkey your shuttle, absolutely. And you know what? It's up to you. I've gotten into the habit of making 6 the shuttle, but the more I think on it, I should probably make it a lower number so it's easier to hit. I think, I don't know, 6 is also kind of convenient since it's basically next to my building hotkeys. So I don't know, it's up to you though. If you want to do a lower number, that's cool, but just have something. Yeah, so 6 for shuttle and 5 I like for a scouting observer. But yeah, that's it, guys. Really, that's it, honestly. I guess we could just watch the rest of this game if we want. Every single PVT I've been trying to do Reaver expand, and yeah, but of course against the computer, they do weird things. Pretty much every time you play against Terran, they do this bio push out. And we're gonna see here that my control needs some work. Cause like, man, it's tough. I swear it's tough. Getting that. This is loud, man. Shit. I'm sorry that was loud. Yeah, I might have to redo this whole fucking video because of that goddamn volume. Oh Christ, I hope not. but yeah, like shuttle micro, controlling the shuttle, man. It's like it's so important, especially when you got a reaver in there. Like you can't lose that shuttle for free. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Right, I think I dropped the reaver a little too far back. Try to pull back my goonies. But yeah, the reaver not doing enough work. Shuttle tanking some shots, so that's good. Money's going kind of high. I could probably add a couple gateways. And look at, oh no! So yeah, that needs work. We all make mistakes. but yeah, that's my hockey setup. Let me know what you think. I might make one for Zerg and Terran as well. I don't play those races as often, but I'll share with what I have. I think I'm confident in the hotkeys at least. I think they're good. Basically, I try to do a mirror version of what I do for Protoss. So maybe I'll share that later. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. All right, take care. Peace. Bye bye.